15 of it's us. The rest is Kristen, but that's
No,
besides the
20
point.
minutes of each two.
We were here at 4. We were here at 11:16 on the dot.
No.
They have anyone that's like, you screams at you if you look at the stats. But like their macro, their coordination, and they're just a bunch of friends that really play.
One of my favorite teams in the league. Like, I like everybody on the team. Like, they do have a lot of talent, like you and Faust were saying. And I think
Deep.
I've been eating.
I'm not gonna even ask
water as we go, so everybody's been seeing that. But I have offset that by eating 2 cookies. So
actually, I would actually like to comment on that.
Okay.
I don't think we are. I don't think we are.
Who do you think's better?
For two reasons. I don't think there's anyone better. I'm up to be the number 1 program in the nation. This team is nowhere near that. Okay, and so probably, and I'm going to give you a little foreshadowing. I don't think we're going to be back in Titan Esports. I'm into true team players. I don't feel that we're the number 1 team in this league for 2 reasons. Right, 1, we're not going to be in this league at their peak level. We are the best team, but we're not the number 1 team. And that's something that if you have that mentality that you can always keep improving and you don't just settle for first place.
Is for people to grow, get better, and we wish everyone luck. You know what I mean? When they go to bigger and better, greener pastures, it would be the wording I would use.
I'm definitely excited for Syndicate. I do think that, right now, even in their current form, they're monsters and they're performing very well. And I do wish you guys a lot of luck, Faust. I will follow your all's career with great interest, and I'll be excited to see how far you guys can take this.
Well, thank you. I definitely appreciate that. That's a very exciting thing for us, and never forgetting where I come from. With you guys have kind of opened me in with open arms, and been able to, I've met some really cool people along the way, and being able to. I look forward to my Sunday night games. Admittedly, maybe a little bit more than my college games, but it's a fun community, and I think you guys you have something amazing here, and I'm really glad that we're able to be a part of it now, and obviously seeing that continue to grow for you guys as well. Coming into this is your 3rd split now, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. 3rd split, correct.
So, coming into the 3rd split and being able to, kind of foster the environment and the tournament that you guys have, really credit to you guys for doing that. Because there's a lot of organizations out there that try and fail. And I think you guys, and,
yes.
and that's the mark of a truly great league. And so props to you guys.
Yeah, one day we'll be the upsurge.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We'll be leaving Upsurge to come back to you guys.
That's what I like to hear. And Faust, you're always welcome. We love you on Hearthside. You always try to give me the occasional coaching tips on stream, and we appreciate that.
He's uncoachable.
I'm definitely uncoachable. I got to drink more water is the normal thing.
Yes,
all right, so,
he does.
So we went through power rankings today. What's next? So, guys, who saw Fiddlesticks trailer today or yesterday?
Yes, I'm so excited for Fiddlesticks. So admittedly, I'm a little disappointed that my rework didn't get chosen, if you will. I wanted a Fiddlesticks rework where if he cleared like 3 camps or 3 waves, or no, 2 waves. Yeah, 2 waves. 3 camps or 2 waves, he would go truly invisible for 15 seconds and then just pop up and do bonus damage. Kind of like Evelyn, but scarier. But after seeing the rework, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm gonna be gremlin walking at some people in solo queue. Catch me playing that shit support because I think it's gonna be broken as shit.
Yeah, I think that shit's gonna be a perma banner for sure. I gotta admit, though, I have to admit, the trailer really gave me credit. Made me give Riot some credit. Like Riot could legitimately make a movie anytime they want. Like Jesus, guys, that trailer was so.
They're
good.
up there with like Blizzard's cinematic. Yeah. I think it's still like Blizzard cinematic team edges on that, but Riot's really up there with their cinematic.
Yeah, I would totally agree. So what do you think? You think he's a better? You think he's a better jungler? Or you think he's a better solo laner? Faust?
I would say put him in the solo lane. I think just kind of looking at his overall kit. You look at what was the number on it? Double damage after they've been terrified, and then being able to also put down those type of wards that at level 6 automatically clear, and then think about it this way: you're a jungler. Let's say you're Graves, someone who needs to get up in your face, and you blind check into a bush that has a crow or an effigy waiting in it, and that thing starts to pop crow storm. What's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna
We
dash
flash.
away.
Yeah, I'm
You're gonna
running. I'm
flash away.
running.
Especially like those really like close range junglers. I think putting him in the mid lane and being able to you're gonna have mid lane control and river control just off of that alone. I think that's going to be very into duo lane. I don't think he needs a whole lot of levels to be successful, and that's something that I think is really important to talk about right now. Is the state of bot lane showing up to team fights? An AD carry can go 6-0 in lane. There's still 2 levels or 3 levels down to the top laner that's 0-4.
Right, and the top laner 2-shots you.
And the top laner 2-shots you. So I think that's something that's very interesting to talk about. I don't think that Fiddle needs levels. I think once he gets to level 6, he can have just a much of an impact in a team fight as a level 7 or a level 8 or level 9 Darius showing up, or a Malphite or anything like that. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm really excited. I think it looks like a ton of fun. I think it looks extremely strong. Like, bravo, Riot, on the rework. I really have to give them some credit. Like, bravo.
Yeah,
I'm sure
and
it will be broken for a couple months till they fix it, but whatever.
They took the right amount of time to do it too. They didn't rush this out. They've teased at the FaustLord rework for I think coming up on a year now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
They took their time, and I think they put quality work into it. I'm very happy with what they came up with.
Yeah, they did an absolutely amazing job, honestly. Like, probably my favorite overall, like, at least visual rework I've seen from them. Like, just a phenomenal rework.
Can't wait to flash away from bushes at level 3.
Hell yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, we're permabanning that shit.
I'm excited for Fiddlesticks to come back.
Yeah. Anything else we noticed this week that is interesting to talk about? Faust, what do you got for me?
As for interesting to talk about this last week, not really a whole lot, if I'm entirely honest. Obviously, the whole coronavirus thing, very prevalent issue. Actually, no, I take that back. There is one thing I do want to talk about.
All right.
And this is everything that I kind of posted in general chat. So bear with me if you guys have already heard about this. However, for those of you that are not familiar with what Riot did earlier this week, they put out on Monday their new terms and conditions for tournaments, specifically regarding college and high school. There is a little bit that talks about the amateur tournaments in there, but I want to just kind of touch on the backstory and then what they did. So the backstory, back in February, Riot actually signed a multi-million-dollar contract with a company called Play VS, which is a for-profit tournament organization. They create tournaments, host tournaments on a large scale. Keyword for profit, right? So they have a board of directors. They have a need for return on investment. They're run for business. They're in business to make money. What is happening now is Riot just released these tournament regulations that basically say that any governing body, which would be like your high school federations, like your athletic associations, esports associations, cannot host high school tournaments because they signed this contract to Play VS. So they want you to use the paid service, and I want to, just kind of give you an estimate on what this is going to be. They do $64 per player, per team, per season. Okay. With over 2,000 high schools, they're making a shit ton of money off of it, and I guarantee you, and I don't know this for a fact, I don't want to just assume this, but generally in a contract like that, Riot will say, hey, we're going to give you exclusive rights to host this tournament, charge whatever you want for an entry fee, however, we will take 10% of that, 20% back. And it's a multi-year contract. Problem being...
I don't mean to cut you off, Billy. Does everybody hear the cat purr?
Yes.
I was gonna mute my mic. She wouldn't go away, so I'm just gonna hold her and mute my mic.
All right, keep going, Faust.
Yeah. So basically, what is happening is, so I live in Iowa, and there is not a whole lot of big industry here. Big cities. I think our largest city is like maybe 100,000 people. Not big by any means. There's a lot of smaller schools here. There are a lot of, less fortunate schools when it comes to funding, especially ones that are just trying to get their esports programs up and off the ground. the funding just isn't there. And so those type of students who don't go to some of those more well-off schools, don't have more established programs, cannot afford to pay these entry fees for a for-profit organization. It needs to be hosted at the state level in order for these things to be successful. The state level programs are all nonprofit, run off volunteer, and they actually genuinely take the player concerns and the player experience to heart. That is what's most important. Play VS, they're in it to make money, and there's a fine line that needs to be drawn. Yes, I understand that Riot needs to make money. Profiting off of high schools and the school system is not the way to be doing it. So what I would urge all of you, do your research on a topic like this. Make your voice heard, because right now, sure, it's only high schools, and colleges are affected a little bit with that, with some of these new regulations. But if it works well at the college level, there is nothing stopping them from going to the amateur level next, which is what a Titan Esports is, which is what Upsurge, Arisen, and Optimal League is. And they would go through and say, okay, now you have to go through Play VS, and all of a sudden Titan Esports and all the hard work that they've done here could go down the drain. It'd be very simple, because there is no precedent for this right now, right? They're setting the precedent by saying, hey, you must go through Play VS for the high school tournaments. My fear is if it works well here and there's not much pushback, which there already has been a decent amount, but we could always use more in the fight. My fear is amateur teams are going to be next. Okay, so it is an issue that right now you may think, hey, it's not going to affect us, but when Riot talks about their intellectual property, that is something that gets very scary, because they have the right to do something like that. And if we as a player base and as a community are able to step up to them and say, this is not right, you need to stop, this is a free-to-play game, you need to make it a free-to-play game, our voices can and will be heard. So I'd urge all of you, get educated on the topic, go out, and I will post links in a couple minutes here regarding ways you can make your voice heard. There's a couple letters you can sign, or petitions, and help raise your voice in the fight and keep Riot in check.
Thanks, Faust. I personally already know about this because me and Faust obviously talk. I did sign the petition, for those of you that do not know. So I highly agree with Faust, and for those of you that usually, ask me questions and go off me for things, this is important. You should, if there's anything you do this week, you're sitting at home anyways, do a little research. Foss can give you more information if you want to, and sign the petition. Don't let big companies make more money than they already do. Right. Especially off high school kids. It's not right.
I don't know anything about. But I mean, it makes sense, like you said. College first, and move to high school, and then, if it works, why not keep going?
Yeah, anything to make money. No reason to make that much money. All right, so we'll do Q&A for a little bit.
Yes,
make sure you at who you're asking the question to. Try to hook Faust up with some questions, or Corky with some questions. Corky's been quiet. She's busy dealing with this cat over here. Usually it's always all questions for me. I get it, I'm popular. I love you guys too, but help my guys out.
Well, hold on, because Zero Domain, I think, has been asking 6 times now for some questions. So
fresh cut.
I wanna. I'm curious what this question time. So.
Did she cut out for anyone else?
No, I was just reading his question. Can you power rank Leaf Elites members? Anyone can answer.
Foss, you want to take this?
Leaf Elites. Yeah, let's go through the roster here. So top lane, Filbert. They got Jungle, Julian, Grifu, Icebith, and Spy, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta give rank 1, give it to Julian. I think the way that his J4, it's something you have to respect. And I think the amount of pressure that he's able to put down with that, it's too good to not, look at. I think a very close second is going to be their AD carry, iSmith. I think he's a terrific player. Kind of looking at the overall rest of the roster, I would say it's a toss up between the next three. Any one of those could be 3 through 5 across their starters, but I think it's a clear cut 1-2 is jungle AD.
Yeah, I can't really argue that, honestly. Not one bit. What do you think, Curbs? Agree with that? Yeah. I'm assuming that was yeah. I didn't hear Curbs, but I saw his face move.
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
god. Alright, so I'll go back up here. Sammy wants to know NTF versus UC stream game for Gladiator League. Who wins?
Who's the question to me?
Yes. To
I
you.
think. UC versus NTF. I'm taking the upset. UC beats them. So they beat them 2-1. Let's go.
Alright. Unda, I'm not gonna even ask them. I want the cookies. You send them my way. So we'll just continue with that. Tricky wants to know why you don't love him anymore, Major.
I do love you, Tricky. You just love to be involved in whatever's out of the Discord. That's all I got to say. But you, my boy, Tricky, we still cool. All right.
Lisk has a joke question. If Baka Oni-chan beats Syndicate, you
Unban
unban
Radiant.
There you go.
Absolutely not gonna ever happen. That's the same guy who told the Mr. Meow Calzone to off himself and then told me to go off myself. You don't get to say stuff like that in a community like ours and just hang out. We don't do that around here.
All right.
I will kind of chime in with that actually. Baka versus Syndicate is going to be the game to watch this week. We're going to, unfortunately, with some stuff happening with the coronavirus, I do have some college students. I'm not going to have my starting roster this week. So it's going to be up to the subs. Flan is actually going to be starting against his old organization.
Ooh.
So, yeah, so our starting lineup this week, still to be determined, but I think we have a pretty good idea. It will be Flan and possibly myself in the bot lane.
With the great FaustLord in the bot lane.
So
all right, we're streaming Baka versus Syndicate this week.
So we shall see how that's going to go out. And like I said, with Baka's new roster, this could really be the determining week for them. I think if they pick up the series win this week, that type of momentum is going to really propel them into the playoffs. And I would not be afraid to say that Baka might end up winning a few games, getting into playoffs, and then making the finals. I very much see that happening.
All right, Faust. Who do you spend more time on, Syndicate or your college team?
I definitely spend more time on my college team. Definitely. With that being said, the Syndicate guys, they put in their own amount of work outside of practice. Some of them a little bit too much. I've had to limit them on 80. Sorry, I almost said 80 carry games on their solo queue games and work on some mentality things. But I think it's really helped out overall. But definitely, I'd still put more work into my college team.
Okay. Zero Domain wants to know who the worst player in Leaf Elites is. Major.
Is it meant for me?
Yeah. Say who the worst player in Leaf Elites is.
No, that's like picking your favorite child and your least favorite child. I'm not taking that question.
No.
Absolutely refuse.
Well, I'm sorry, Senpai Morgana. She says here, FaustLord, what do you think of me as the Leaf Elites 80 carry? I know you guys talked about that earlier, and you ranked the jungle and 80 carry as the top 2. Did you not?
Correct.
So,
that is correct.
Slinky's never coming back. Let's just get that really out of the way.
Hey, I'm going in order, okay?
I'm just saying he's never coming back.
No, I shut that down.
Question for FaustLord. My question is in the Syndicate Discord. Well, okay, that doesn't count then, Dogster. It's not out here.
Let me go look and see what it is.
Zero Domain, no. I'm sorry, I cannot. You guys said that those two are ranked 1 and 2. I'm sorry, they won't answer that, so I guess I can't help with that. Anyone, Les wants to know who's the worst player in Titan Esports right now.
Oh, it has to be major. It has to be major. Confirmed. Major.
Plat League or Gold League? Because I could go off.
It's major in Gold League.
It's definitely major in Gold League. What do you think, Foss? Who you got? Olympian and Gold League. Who you got? Come on.
Olympian. I'm gonna keep my. I'll keep that one on the back burner for a second. Gold League. I don't really have an opinion. I don't watch it. But major. I've clapped you so many times. I'm sorry, bud. I gotta do it to you. Ban his Malzahar, everybody. Ban his Malzahar. Make him beat you on something else. I would say probably worst player in Plat League. I've got to go with either Voltzy or Wilkinson. I think they're outclassed is what I would say. I don't think they're bad players, but they're completely outclassed.
I love
Voltzy. It's a great opportunity for them to learn and improve, but in a tournament like this, I mean, solo lanes are so prevalent in your success, and I think it just goes to show, they're 2-10 across the board, 0-5 overall in the standings. I mean, solo lane difference really matters right now.
Mm-hmm. Solo lanes are very important right now. I would agree.
Okay. Then the next question goes to, who is the busiest roster staff member?
Oh,
fucking me. Well, roster staff.
Has to be probably Perfect or Sammy. Has to be one of the
but probably Perfect. But he's only been doing that for 2 weeks.
Right.
Like where he's actually had the.
Yeah, because he's Olympian now.
Yeah.
All right.
He is busting his ass though.
Who's the busiest director?
Not Brayer.
gotta be Cancer. Cancer stays busy. I'll give Cancer some love.
All right.
Well, Brer's busy in real life though. Right now, Brer works in the medical field. Obviously, all the craziness going on. He's working like 70 hours a week right now, so he's very distant. If he doesn't get a hold of you, please contact Perfect. He will get a hold of you.
Who is the best player? Digi wants to know who is the best player on the ambassador team.
Kirby's, and it's not even fucking close.
Kirby's the greatest to ever do it, obviously.
Just so you know, I'm 100% win rate in Risen right now.
Who's on the ambassador team?
It is Downfall's top lane right now. 420's in the jungle. Basically, Cancer's mid lane. Digi is playing AD carry, and Pop-Tartism is playing support. They are 5-1 or 4-1 right now. They've only lost 1 game, and it went 3 games, and we kind of threw. Personally, I would probably say it's still probably Cancer. Digi and Pop-Tart do smash lane probably more, but Cancer eats a lot of pressure.
After tonight's fucking Clash tournament, Cancer's not on my list for anything ever.
Yikes.
It's a good ambassador team though. They're playing Risen, Rampage pre-made. Me and Perfect both coach the team. It's a lot of fun. I think they're doing really, really good.
Okay.
100% win rate in Risen, by the way.
They did ask, between Tricky and Lisk, who would you rather have talk to face to face?
Tricky and Lisk?
Yeah.
100%.
Lisk is like 12, so I probably go to jail even talking to him, but that's besides the point. I don't know. They're both cool, man. How does one get on the ambassador team? Play a season in Titan Esports, and then contact me, and then be good. Be one of the better players in the league. We're gonna put a dominate team next year together too. A plat team.
Oh shit! Sign me up.
Sign me up. Foss is playing. Let's go.
I'm playing J support.
Hell yeah.
Never again. All right.
I'm not Sammy. I'm going through the list. Major, Sammy, and Senpai want you to rank the UC players, the unknown challenger players.
Amandus, Dempsey, Sammy 2-slap.
Amandus is the best player in the league. Like,
and then probably the jungler and the AD carry. I don't really know them, to be honest. The Amandus by far. Dempsey actually is.
Dempsey's a monster, bro.
Yeah, he's pretty good fucking good.
Yeah. Okay, at FaustLord. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's a good question. I see it there.
Okay.
So actually, favorite secondary weapon and planet side, give me the Nighthawk on my engineer. Because who doesn't want to pump 10 rounds of lead into someone that doesn't expect it as a secondary. Thresh is my favorite support, yes. For this season, not Leona. I've had a lot of fun playing Xerath and Brand, my mage supports, just because I get to do more damage than the AD carry and actually have an impact in the game, despite being 6 levels down. So, yeah, I would say it's probably my mage supports right now.
All right.
Or Senna.
Senna's a ton of fun. We played that last night.
So Senpai Morgana has wrote this like 5 times now. What do you think about Elspeth?
Elspeth,
Yes.
third best AD carry in the league in Plat League.
So quit spamming me. There you got it.
Maybe second best. It depends though. We'll see.
Ken.
I'll go ahead. I will rank. So actually, I think across the board, AD carry is the most contested position when it comes to talent level. I think if I had to go top 3, I'd go Dubstrees. I would go Zerobi at 2, and I'd probably put Icebeth at 3. Draven Player at a close 4th when he actually gets his comfort picks. Tanjiro, I don't want to count him out either, though. You know, I think Tanjiro could be in that discussion for top 4. Despacito, two hit or miss. Two hit or miss, in my opinion.
Right. I will agree. I think where mid lane's the best role in Gold League, in my opinion. I think AD carry is the best role in Plat League. I just think through and through, it's super strong. That's just my personal opinion, so I would totally agree. I think your rankings are almost perfect, Faust, actually. I don't think I would change those at all, actually.
Right.
I thought we just told you, Elspeth.
Yeah, at this point, it's spamming. Any other...
Diggy's got one about the Bard support. So, give you a little insight here. Bard is something that I actually want to experiment with. Because like I said, when it comes down to XP changes, Bard is able to roam, have that early pressure. It is something that I want to play around with it. It's just unfortunately not tournament ready.
All right, so are we going to see Dogster running around on Bard, or like what do we see here?
No.
I was just wondering, are we seeing the FaustLord Bard tomorrow? Like what are we seeing?
If you want to see Bard in the hands of a god, catch me in Clash next week.
Clash next week, confirmed.
If there's a Clash next week, I don't know.
He said that our Dubstress and Zerobi were the only 2 above you. Top 3 top laners in Plat League, right?
Yeah.
Latona, Filbert, Tricky, maybe.
Latona, Gal Mirage.
Is Gal playing top lane? I thought.
To be determined. So I'll give you guys a little insight. Unfortunately, Earl has left Syndicate.
Ooh.
I guess I probably should have brought that up at the start of the podcast. He hasn't left, I guess I should say. He's moved himself to a sub position. He's currently playing on like 3 different teams. So when it came to time constraints. So we are going to be going through, yet again, another patented FaustLord roster change. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. Latona might go mid. Gal might go top. Gal might go mid. Gal might go jungle. Toast might go AD carry. Zerobi might go mid. We have so much flexibility.
FaustLord mid lane confirmed. He plays Oriana, boys.
Dude, I would not be against it.
New Fiddlesticks mid lane.
Yep, new Fiddlesticks mid lane playoffs. Let's go.
I didn't know. Wow.
Don't tempt me.
That changes a lot, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. Yes, Earl was a great player, but I think we also have, we have the ability to have players that are able to step in, move around. I've seen Toast play AD carry in some flex games, in some like gold plat level flex games, and he absolutely he goes like 18-2 with like 10 CS a minute every fucking game.
Yeah.
And so, we have that flexibility. And I think that is what makes us a very good team. Like I said, I don't want to say we're number 1 in the league, but I think it's what the foundations of a good team. Look at a G2, look at a Fnatic. They were able to put caps in the mid lane, and then they had perks, and they switched it around again, and it's still the most dominant team. Well, was the most dominant team in Europe. Rip Corona. So I mean, that things like that you got to consider. How flexible a team is and being able to overcome adversity. I don't think we're going to be phased by it. I really don't.
Interesting. But I think that's about it tonight, don't you think,
Yep.
Corky?
I think that sounds about good.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think this is we are a little over an hour, so it's a good time to start wrapping it up.
Yeah, so Foss, thanks for being on today. We really appreciate it. We look forward to having you again. So if people want to find you, where can they find you at? Like, where can they get more FaustLord?
Yeah, so shameless plug, got the Twitter down below. Go ahead, hit me with the likes and subscribes and whatever the hell people do on Twitter. Clearly, I'm on there a lot. And then also, for those of you that, like I said, don't know, I am the coach of Hawkeye Community College. Feel free to follow us on Twitch as well. Redtail Esports is the Twitch handle there. Unfortunately, we are kind of wrapping up the season here with all the coronavirus things. So probably won't see our Twitch live for a whole lot, but I do have some special stuff coming up for next year. I actually have 2 challenger players coming in to play at the college next year. I think we have a very good chance to be a contender on the national stage. So keep an eye on the program. Obviously, you won't see us in Titan Esports, but catch us lifting that championship trophy next year.
Hell yeah.
Kirby's, you're always here. Big question, Kirby's, are you streaming tonight? I think the
Are you streaming?
I am not. So if you are, it's
Why don't
all
you
you. Because then I have to play League of Legends.
I also don't want to play League of Legends.
You could play a horror game. But the point is, Kirby, where can they
one of
find
us two
you?
are streaming.
Somebody's streaming. We'll argue about it when we.
Yep.
The point is, you can find Mr. Curbs here at bkirby112 on Twitch. Come join the cult of Kirby's himself. He needs some subscribers. Kirby's poor. He needs a new shirt. His shirt's looking rough. He needs a new shirt. Help him out. Help him out. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Major. You know where to find me. Come join the Baby Dawn Club. Major needs a new headset. He can't pay his bills. Corona really hurts.
Yeah. How are we gonna get you a new chair now?
Yeah, right. For that, from myself, Corky, Kirby, and Mr. Faust, I hope all of you have a great night. Catch you on stream tomorrow.